Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Abimbola. So in today's video, I will be talking about mastering the act of communication. So what is communication and how do we master communication? All right, so in this video, that is what I will be talking about. So in one of my videos, I talked about the qualities to look out for in choosing who to marry. In case you missed that video, you can just check the YouTube card or you can check the description for the link. I have the link there. But wait, you have to watch this video from the beginning till the end. So let's talk about it, mastering the act of communication. What do I mean? What am I talking about? You see, most of the time when you hear a marriage counselor talk, and then one of the things that they will tell you is that when they're having a session, with couples, they hear things like the wife will say that he does not listen to me, while the husband will be like, she does not understand me. Things like that. It happens. You see, the vast majority of marriages that are on the rocks today have directly or indirectly been through the process of inability to communicate with each other. You see, communication is important when you want to have a successful marriage. It's also important as well, even at your place of work, even with your friends. All right, communication is important. It's one thing that needs to be mastered. So what do we now mean when we now say that communication is important and we also need it to have a successful marriage or even a successful relationship with our friends or with our co-workers as well? Is it communication is an act that must be learned. It's also a skill that must be mastered. It does not happen automatically, even in marriage. All right, couples will tell you that, of course, we've been married for like so many years, but every single day we still want to get better. That's actually for those who want to get better, anyways. We still want to get better. I still want to know what my wife is talking about. I still want to know about our physical expression, even without her not talking. I still want to know what she's saying, the information she's passing across. You get so it doesn't happen automatically. You need to be deliberate about it. You see, true communication can occur only in an environment conducive to honest self expression. You see, many couples spend a lot of time talking at each other, all right, and not talking to each other. It's actually different. You see, just because they are talking doesn't mean that they are communicating. Exactly. It does not mean that they are communicating. You see, most of the time, the only scenario, the only time you see couple talk is most of the time is when they argue. Some of them, not all. I'm not trying to generalize it. Just some of them. And during that time, you hear critical statement. Negative comment. Words that are not good, and that is because the environment is not conducive. They are hungry. And what do you expect? Do you understand? So to have an effective communication, the environment needs to be conducive. All right. So another thing that I also want you to have at the back of your mind is that building the environment for effective communication must be deliberate. It must be deliberately planned. It's just like if you want to grow a garden, a very nice garden. You don't just be like, okay, this place, let's just use this place for it. Or maybe if you're a fashion designer, you don't just see a fabric and you're like, oh, okay, this is the fabric I'm going to use for this design. No, there's a particular fabric you're going to use. I know you must have planned about it. And also, even if you're a YouTube creator, right, you must have made your research, you must have planned your content, and so that when you now upload it, it's, even you yourself will be proud and be like, oh, this is awesome. You get, even your viewers, your subscribers will be like, oh no, this is great. And that is because you've planned it. That is the same way, when you want to build an effective communication, it needs to be deliberate. All right, so another thing I also want you to understand is that, you see, part of the problems with communication in marriage, most of the time, is stemmed from couples not understanding what communication really is. All right, because you need to understand what it is. You see, genuine communication requires both speaking and understanding. You see, speaking refers to many means, things like how we share ideas, how feelings are passed, voice, gesture, body language. While understanding, it involves not just hearing what the person said, but also you interpreting what the person said. It is very important. It is one thing that you need to have at the back of your mind. It's not just for you to just talk. You also need to hear what that person have said, and also interpret it with the way the person have said it. All right. So it is one thing that you need to have at the back of your mind. Is another thing is that communication between male and female, husband and wife, sometimes it's complicated because we are human beings, and the way men see things are different from the way women we see things. Alright, like we see things differently, we perceive things differently, we even respond to things differently. Alright, in general, men are logical thinkers and women are emotional feelers. Alright, men, they speak from what they are thinking. Why oftentimes women speak from the way they feel. All right, so we need to have this at the back of our mind. Okay, the way this man is talking, the way this woman is talking, do I really understand it? Okay, this man is talking from a logical point of view. Okay, this woman is talking from emotional feelers. So these are the things that we need to always have at the back of our mind. All right, because communication is important. Like I said earlier, it needs to be mastered. All right, so communication is also the process by which information is exchanged between from one person to the other. So now, if the key to communication is understanding, then the key to understanding is listening. Yes, I said it in one of my videos. That's the qualities to look out for in choosing who to marry. Yes, communication is understanding, but also understanding is listening. You need to listen and hear what that person said. Make sure you listen, all right, to have an effective communication. It is very important. So if so far you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to give your word a thumbs up and also drop your comment. All right, guys, so the take home for today is that you see, true communication can occur only in an environment that is conducive to honest self-expression. Okay, another thing is that genuine communication requires both speaking and understanding. Good listening involves beyond our filters, to hear what other people are really saying, not only, with their words, but also with their tone of voice, their facial expression, and their body language. You see, I want you guys to have a successful relationship. I want you to have a successful marriage. All right, that is actually one of my goals. When I started my YouTube channel, that is what I want to see. All right. So please, this video, it's about communication, how to communicate effectively in your marriage, in your relationship. So please, one thing that I want you to have at the back of your mind is that know how to communicate well. If you don't understand what that person has said, maybe your husband and your wife, there is always room for you to ask questions. Ask them questions. Okay, this is what you said, but is this what you really mean? All right. So, and with that, once there's effective, once communication is good in a marriage, once both of you understand each other, both of you know what you were saying, trust me, it's going to be a successful marriage, and that is what I want for you. All right, guys, so I've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I have a question. In your own words or in your own way, what are the things that we can also do to master the art of communication in a marriage or even in a relationship? So let me know your answer in the comment section down below, guys. And of course, you can follow me on social media. I'm at BEANBALLMedia. Follow me, and of course I'll follow back. So till next time, guys, stay blessed and of course stay fabulous.